guacamole, holy guacamole. I just got hit by a car, and you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you. I just got busted for drugs, and you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie. I just got mauled by a bear, and you're the one who covered me with honey. Thought it was so funny. How could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face, and you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona, I just got hepatitis C, and you were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. Translates to lost bread, and then later in the 16th century, Henry V.
Allez, c'est parti. Tout d'abord, comme il s'agit de réchauffer le four à 400
The high school and college students who are experimenting with LSD will be running many of our institutions and guiding public policy.
The communists are killing your sons in South Vietnam.
Sometimes even torture.
I said there was communism on college campuses. Now the liberals are admitting that there's communism on college campuses.
College students who are using LSD and marijuana today do not comprise a criminal class. They are not drug addicts.
Reply to teacher Dave was, well, the student knows that tomorrow we may lose his head in Vietnam or by an atomic bomb. He's not too concerned about the possibility of damaging a few brain cells with a trip on
They're
LSD.
your best educated, your most creative, and your most courageous young people.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask.
And like it or not, they're going to build you a new civilization.
And you can see that it's absorbing it quite well here. Help me. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself anymore. I was asked to do this song at something called a quinceañera, which is I think it's 15-year-old birthday for a young lady. And even though they didn't understand what I was saying, they never wanted to see me again. I guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met some guy who had cancer, and he said he felt sorry for me. I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it through the night. You know what, let's do this as a sing-along, and we're gonna do other songs here, but on the count of 4, everybody. 2, 3, 4. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired, 'cause I am tired and alone, and alone. That's beautiful. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself, 'cause I don't like myself. You guys sound really beautiful. I'm not kidding. That's anymore. Hey, maybe we'll bring those lights back up again. I don't want to depress everybody here with the slow song. Checking the mic, 1, 2. Testing, check. Help. 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 Hi. Hi. Hello. Help. Hi. Help me. Help. Computer, what time is it?
The time is 11 a.m.
Fuck. Computer, how much, computer, how much coffee is too much coffee?
Generally, drinking more than 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day may cause issues like restlessness or trouble sleeping. It's best to listen to your body and adjust based on how you feel. If you're unsure, a healthcare professional can give personalized advice.
Computer, when you say listen to my body, you mean like the stomach noises that it makes?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Huh. Computer, what's that noise?
Notifications alert you of new updates on Alexa features. When you get a notification, your
Okay,
device will
computer,
chime
stop. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make potato and leek soup. This comes to us from a recipe I found from a website called thehungrymilf.com, Thee Hungry Milf. Chamomile says, hi, Henry. Hey, hi right back to you, Chamomile. I'm pretty sure you have gifts coming to you as from the Patreon. I don't know if you've gotten them yet. It'll take a while because I think you were international. But thanks for joining us here on the stream. And let's take a look at some of the alerts that are coming down the pike. Parasitosis has subscribed for 42 more months and has a message here. It says, 42 months, holy fuck. When does the human body finally block or ignore both the physical and the mental pain that never ends, finally? Congrats on paying off your car loan. Thank you, Parasitosis. I actually have not paid off my car loan. I think there's 2 more years on it, but I appreciate the sentiment, and I will tuck that sentiment away and congratulate myself in 2 years on behalf of you. Thanks for all that you do, Parasitosis. And Cassie Cat has subscribed. Thank you, Cassie Cat. And Beelzebub has just resubscribed at the tier 3 level. Amazing. Beelzebub is one of the first people that got me interested in the Twitch thing. I think it was via Patreon. And I'm very appreciative. Thanks, Beelzebub, for all that you do. And I Don't Remember has subscribed for 5 months and says, hello, chat and Henry. I'm excited to see the soup. Will this fine shrimp chef be helping you today? I don't remember. Thank you for the question, but I don't think that was an image that was shared to us by Phaedrus, otherwise known as Thichenhat or Ticknot, here on the user chat. What is this? How did that happen? Has this been like this the whole time? This is the kind of stuff that drives me batshit nuts, honestly. Computer, what's worse, batshit or ape shit?
Didn't quite catch that.
Okay.
Say that again.
Never mind. And then I just hurt my foot. Okay. Let's get into all this here. I don't remember. I don't know, but thank you very much for your 5-month subscription. Remsey09 has subscribed. Thank you for that, Remsey09. And Nancy Droodles. Greetings, people of Earth. Greetings right back to you, Nancy Droodles, and great to meet you in the Midwest about a month ago it's been. More than that, hasn't it? Jeez, the time is just flying by. Feed My Pets has subscribed and says, hi, hope everyone's having a fine day. We are, Feed My Pets, and thanks for that subscription. It really helps us out here on the channel. And we've got 292 subscribers, which I think is really nice. And you're a wonderful community. I was just talking to Jose Suicidio, who writes the music for Henry's Kitchen. And the album is done in terms of being in the can. Now there's just a lot of administrative stuff and paperwork, including putting some of the special thanks in there. And the users on Twitch mostly and YouTube are really the ones who showed Jose and myself that there would be an audience for this album when it came out. And that's why it's It's Kate says, how long is the album? It's just a little bit over 35 minutes. It's on the short side as albums go, but it's still, Computer, what are some famous albums that were 35 minutes?
Henry Phillips Station from Apple Music.
Computer, stop. Just stop. So I'm the only one who has albums. I think it was my albums. Computer, stop that nonsense. Okay, you got me. I listen to the Henry Phillips Station in my spare time on the computer. Thanks for that information. All right, I'm kind of... oh yeah, Guitar Joe, homemade ice cream is definitely there, and it also features a prog rock interlude in the middle of it. Motley Pooh says you got to enjoy your own material. You really do. You really do. Online VCR says, oh my God, I'm so happy you stream here. I'm such a fan of your video. Hey, thanks, Online VCR. I'm so happy to hear when new people show up. I'm going to put on some more lights here and take off others. It's been one hell of a month so far. Taxes, as we all know, are a huge pain in the ass. But you got to do them, right? Otherwise, we go to jail. Resistor Fail says, hi, Henry. I'm new here. I really like what you do on YouTube. Hey, thanks, Resistor Fail. I appreciate that. This is a little bit different. We interact. You know, for example, on YouTube, I don't interact with people. Oh, no. Let me turn that off. But it's a lot of fun. Butt Smasher Masher says, hi, Henry. Hey, hi right back to you, Butt Smasher Masher. Hope you're smashing and mashing those butts. Or, wait, I guess if there's a butt smasher, you mash that. Whatever that is. Okay, Mentally Eel 247 says, this month has sucked total ass. Okay, and I'm gonna assume that you mean that as a negative. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear, Mentally Ill, and yeah, it's been a lot of work, and it hasn't been the fun type of work. It's just been a lot of grueling paperwork, customer service. I feel really bad, but I actually lost it on a telemarketer yesterday. They called and talked about how 10 years ago I stayed at a hotel in Las Vegas, and it was one of these things where their business model is to get you a timeshare or some kind of vacation package. And I made the mistake of sitting down with this lady, and we talked about how I wasn't interested in this, but I guess I gave them my phone number and maybe some other information, and I've been getting calls for years. And she called and said, hi, I'm calling from Vacation Packages. You showed interest in this thing. And I said, well, that's a little bit of an exaggeration to say that I showed interest. I was just being polite and sitting down because I didn't know how to say no. And they said, well, regardless, I want to tell you about some vacation packages that are coming up. And I said, you know, I'm doing taxes right now, and it's very mentally taxing. No pun intended, but I have to, use a calculator for math. I have to figure out all these, which types of income I had that were legal, which ones were illegal, which ones were illicit, and it's a lot of work. And she goes, okay, well, that's all right. I won't take much of your time. We have a vacation package in Dominican Republic. And I said, now, wait a second. I very courteously told you I can't deal with this right now because I'm dealing with taxes. And you ignored me. You didn't show me the courtesy that I showed you. You ignored it and just bulldozed right through and said, well, I don't care what you're busy with. I don't really give a shit. I'm going to do my thing. And I said, that's very rude. You're being very rude right now. And she said, okay, bye. And then she got angry and hung up. When people are anonymous, I think they really become assholes. And that might be the problem with our modern society. If we were in person like I was with the lady when I stayed at the hotel in Las Vegas, there's no way she would ever do that. Sugar-free bread boat says, did you end up falling asleep with her on FaceTime? We weren't on FaceTime. But, you know, even FaceTime would have been okay. Pole Shot says, I become nicer when I'm anonymous. I'm usually a rude person. Well, right now you're being very friendly, but maybe that's because you're being anonymous. Hopeful Equinox says, Henry, my wife and I bought your cookbooks. Wow. We are looking forward to using them for our date nights. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. There's international stuff in there. I've got egg rolls and fried rice, and there's some gourmet stuff in there. I've got pork chops. Please enjoy. I really put a lot into those cookbooks, and I hope that people are enjoying them. I love cookbooks myself. Maui Girl says Weenie Bites. Yeah, the Weenie Bites were a big hit. Okay. We're getting off just a little bit. I want to get on track. Let me just finish up with some of these alerts here. Thanks again, Feed My Pets. And again, it's really fun to see the new users on here. Don't forget, it's never too late to become a user. This picture comes to us from our intern, Beanie Bobini. And it's beautiful, beautiful Minnesota, I assume, the land of 1,000 lakes. Are there really 1,000 actual lakes? Because I'm trying to picture that, and it seems like you'd run out of space so that there wouldn't be any land. I know that the Mississippi River goes through it, but it just sounds a little bit exaggerated. Are some of them... It's Kate says more like 998, I think. Yeah. Are they just including some small bodies of water, like maybe a little public swimming pool or something like that? Boner of a Lonely Fart says the guy at the local guitar store was very rude on the phone when I asked about taxes. Yeah, they don't want to hear about that. Butt Smasher Masher says I think the photo was taken in Costa Rica. Oh, okay. I assumed it was Minnesota. Nancy Drudel says Wisconsin and Minnesota classify lakes differently. Oh, that's it. So a big public community swimming pool, they would call that a lake, I guess. Or even someone's backyard above ground swimming pool, they would call that a lake. Well, of course, then we all have 1,000 lakes. I Slap Cat Butts says even a bathtub counts. Oh yeah, if you're going to start including all that stuff, then I've got lakes right here at Henry's Kitchen. Nancy Drudel says it's 10,000, not 1,000. Computer, is it the land of 1,000 lakes or 10,000 lakes?
From Kittle.co. Minnesota is known as the land of 10,000 lakes, which inspired the name.
Well, that's even more ridiculous. That's one of those things where it's like there's a star for every grain of sand on the beach. Like your brain can't even handle that. Game Master Flash says that's too many lakes. Yeah, if it's true, it is. They need to cut down on the lakes. Guys, maybe try to tone down the lake activity going on over there. Maybe think more about the land. But anyway, Minnesota, I don't know much about the whole state of Minnesota. I've been to a couple of places, Rochester, but Minneapolis is just one of the best cities of all time. And I absolutely love it. If you ever get a chance, if you're there, go to the Monte Carlo in the Warehouse District after a show at the Acme Comedy Club. They just had Dana Gould there last weekend, and he's one of the all-time best comedians in the world. And it's just a wonderful city, rich pop culture, music. Prince is from there. Hopeful Equinox. Acme Comedy Club? No, Acme, A-C-M-E. You're thinking of the club that I performed at when I was in high school. Eviron says, do we tell them Henry sent me? You could. They wouldn't know who the hell I am. Not anymore anyway, but I might be going back there at some point. Okay, let's see what else we got going here. Nancy Meow Meow sent us a picture of Ireland. Wow, is this what Ireland is like? This is very, very nice. And I'm sorry that the picture is slanted, and it's my fault. I can't figure out how to change the slant of it. That's the horizon. Very, very cool. Thank you, Nancy Meow Meow. We're going to do some music, and it's going to be all about trying to find the right background picture here. Parasitosis
What's happening here? There might have been a caption, but either way. Oh, is this another? I think I see bamboo in the background. This must be another Japanese. A few of the users went on a trip to Japan. Oh, Parasitosa says it's a garden in Kanazawa. Yeah, I meant to write that down and I forgot. Kanazawa. A couple of the users went on a Henry's Kitchen endorsed trip throughout all of Japan, maybe to scout out new locations where we can put on a Henry's Kitchen episode. And it was all of the expenses were written off on the Henry's Kitchen LLC corporation or whatever. Coleshot says Kanazawa. But anyway, this is an awesome picture. I want a very specific, slightly gloomy looking picture that we can use for the background of this. By the way, our thoughts and prayers go out to Maui girl who broke her big toe because of some incident that had something to do with a bathtub and the landlord or whatever. It's all on the Discord, but the important part is that she is at the podiatrist's right now and dealing with a broken big toe, which I can only imagine. I just can only imagine the pain. So our thoughts are with you. I'm sure they'll put a little cast on the big toe, and then you're going to have to walk around. I think 6 to 8 weeks is how long it takes for a big toe to finally heal. Caitlin's Kitchen says, my landlord broke my toe too, but it was because I hadn't paid him in 3 months. Yeah, they start with the toes, and then they start with the fingers, and then they keep going. Parasitosis says, hi to Maui Girl on the DVD. Yeah, and I thought I saw Maui Girl here in the beginning, but maybe she's having her toe looked at as we speak. Maui Girl is here. Lurcher says, I heard a big toe injury is the most painful thing a human has to endure. Yeah. That could be. Caitlin's Kitchen says it's more painful than childbirth. To quote the great comedian Brian Regan, but what if you break your big toe while you're giving birth? Then that would be a 19 on the scale. Purple Donut filling his fruit. It's not hard to get a new toe. Just ask Walter from The Big Lebowski. Oh yeah, that's right. The Big Lebowski had covered the big toe situation. Aviron says, kidney stones are, I think, but I haven't given birth to a child before as I am male. Yeah. Computer, do females get kidney stones?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, why would you be able to help with a question that's a yes or no question about something that is probably readily available? Yes, mentally ill 247 says. It's Me Defective says if you break a toe while you give birth, the pains cancel themselves out. Oh, okay, so it's one of those things. Okay. Hopeful Equinox says, my mom had kidney stones in the past. Okay. Thanks for being smarter than the computer here. All right, we still need to find the right background image here. How about, I could go, yeah, why don't we do this? Pancake King sent us a picture of a silhouetted cat that's named September that lives in the neighborhood. I could do the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, but it doesn't seem appropriate seeing as how it's April, I think, or is it May yet? Computer, what is the month currently?
Currently is Wednesday, April 15th, 20...
Oh, thanks for doxing me. Beelzebub, King, lovely picture. Yeah, this is September. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to block out September during this song, but we're going to use this silhouette, and we're going to do a song that was requested to us by Beanie Bobini, our intern here. It's a song by a band called The Beatles. You may remember these for mop-topped headed boys from Liverpool who changed the world with their musics. And this song is no exception. Now, I don't sing like Paul McCartney. He's got one of the best pop voices in history. So instead, I'm going to just try to sing it more in the Jose Suicidio type of range. And we'll see how this goes. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, taxes and telemarketers. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Something wrong. We don't know what that something wrong was. It could have been said, it could have been something backhanded, like, I like your hair. It looks a little like you stuck your finger into a light socket, which is something I said to a young lady one time. I was young at the time as well. And never really worked for me. Aaliyah says, probably us. We're always wrong. Yeah, most likely. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Oh, fuck. Day. What is it? Day. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. And don't forget, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that don't actually believe in yesterday, even though they witnessed it themselves. And you can even show them, look, this is a newspaper from yesterday, and they'll say, I still don't believe it, you're lying. And it's usually because they grew up with professional wrestling and got really into it and found out it was staged, and now they'll never believe anybody about anything again. Timmy Bublé says, those who live in yesterday are doomed to repeat it. Yeah, I think that was a movie called Groundhog Day. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, Jose Suicidio should do a whole album of Beatles interpretations. That's not a bad idea. It's Kate X says, why is it called professional if it's staged? Well, I mean, movies are staged and there's professional filmmaking, I would imagine. Chamomile says, that was amazing. Thanks, Chamomile. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Feed My Pets and Pancake King. If you can't sing like Paul McCartney, go the actual other way with it and do the opposite. That's what Suicidio says. Ihiu says, Jose Suicidio makes me feel things. I hope he's not making you feel things at gunpoint. Lebratz says, if you always walk backwards, you constantly see the past. Ooh, that's very deep. That could be something that you put on a coffee mug. Let's say that again and see if it makes sense. If you always walk backwards, you will see the past. Oh, we got a raid? I'm finding out that we got a raid here. Hey, Rachel Control Z rated us. Thank you very much, Rachel Control Z, for sharing your audience with us. That's very, very kind of you, and it's always nice to welcome new people here to whatever it is that we're doing. Parasitosa says, hey Henry, if I die before you, can you do the music at my funeral? Sure. But I guess there'd be no way for you to know whether or not I was good on my word there. But yeah, I'll do that. But I don't think you're gonna. Bootyman 1984 has subscribed for 3 months. Thank you very much, Bootyman 1984. That was a great year. Van Halen's last album with David Lee Roth came out. And other than that, I really don't remember much about it. That's a piece called Finger Talkin' by the band Triumph, and I haven't tried it in many years, but it's a great piece. My fingers don't work like they used to. Rachel Control Z says, I hope you're doing well. How was the soup? No, we haven't made the soup yet. We're going to be doing that here. I'll show you. Well, we should be. I don't know why it's not switching. This is the stuff that we're going to be making leek soup. We found a website, and we're going to go ahead and make leek soup. Hey, I want to thank Hans Mazar, for subscribing as well. Thank you very much, Hans Mazar. It's Kate X says, that's a girthy leek. Yeah, the first thing we're going to have to do is figure out what is a leek. Oh, and it's also transparent. It seems to go into a different a portal into a different world there. Computer, what is a leak?
As a noun, leak can have a few meanings. 1. An unintended hole, crack, or the like, through which liquid, gas, light, etc. enters or escapes. 2. An act or instance of leaking. 3. Any means of unintended entrance or escape. 4. The loss of current from a conductor, usually resulting from poor insulation.
Okay, so this is one of those 4 things, I guess. None of them really sound like they make sense to me. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, it's like that Beatles song, Fixing a Hole. Yeah, it is. Nancy Drudel says, wash your leeks. They can be sandy. Oh, okay. I thought you said they could stand by at first, and that didn't make any sense. Parasitosis says, please clean the fuck out of a leek. A lot of dirt gets in the nooks and crannies. Wow, you're making me really not want to eat this thing now. But we're going to do it. You know what? I'm going to do a song here that that's very kind of unusual, but I just kind of feel like doing it. But first I'm going to go through. So Nymph sends us this picture from the Netherlands. Nymph NL. And apparently this is the view from their bedroom. They live in a skyscraper in the Netherlands. It also looks like it's a circular window of some sort. So that's very interesting. But I can't imagine how cool it would be to wake up every morning and see this outside of your window while you're having your coffee. I got to go to the Netherlands sometime. Thank you very much for that. I've got another song up that we're going to do here. Pancake King says, wake up every morning, step outside, and scrape the sky. Yeah, that really looks pretty awesome. Is that what it means? Computer, what is meant by a skyscraper?
Skyscraper is usually defined as a relatively tall building of many stories, especially one for office or commercial use. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for skyscraper.
No, thank you. Ternasso gives us this cool picture, but I don't remember if there was a caption or not. Is that a couple of noses there on the right? It looks like an art exhibit of some sort. Parasitosis says she doesn't know the etymology of it. Yeah, the etymology of skyscraper. I guess Fitchin' Hat says, excuse me while I scrape the sky. Oh, maybe it was coined by Jimi Hendrix in the song Purple Haze. All right, we got to find a background for this, and it's going to have to be, this is going to be an up-tempo song, you guys. It's Kate sends us this beautiful looking picture. And there's a caption here. It says, here's a zoetrope vinyl that was made for Blur's Park Life. 30th anniversary, limited to 5,000 copies. Under certain camera conditions, a zoetrope vinyl is animated. Sadly, it's not visible with the human eye, but it's cool nonetheless. Well, how do we know it's animated? It seems like if somebody's trying to sell you something and they say, sorry, you can't see it with the human eye, but just know that it's animated, I'd have some red flags going up there. But this is really, really cool. That would be really cool to see rotating. And I think It's Kate put a video underneath in the Discord of what it looks like when it's doing that. Yeah, I really miss the days of vinyl. I mean, you can still buy vinyl, and there will be a vinyl of the upcoming Jose Suicidio album. But I remember when I bought the album Paradise Theater, one of the first albums that I bought from the band Styx. If you looked at it in the light, there was this rainbow. It had the logo of the band Styx, and it was like a rainbow thing, and a lot of really cool stuff. And they had picture discs and all that stuff. The packaging was really experimental in the 70s. All right, we're going to use this picture from Dark Ages. Dark Ages sends us this picture that says, I haven't done one of these in a while. Here's a kitchen, I think, in an abandoned apartment building that's now demolished. Fitting, because it looks the way we all feel when we're forced to be in the kitchen, our hell. You're right, this gives me memories of Henry's kitchen. We are in hell. Let's use this as the background for our song. This is a song by the Beatles. Well, I'm not sure who wrote it, actually. It wasn't the Beatles. Computer, who wrote the song Bad Boy by the Beatles?
From Genius.com. Bad Boy by the Beatles was written by Larry Williams.
Larry Williams. Computer, was Larry Williams a Beatle and we don't know about it?
From Google.com. Although he was only a Beatle for a short time, his influence on their future success has largely gone unrecognized.
So Larry Williams was literally a Beatle and we didn't know about it? I mean, I always heard about Pete Best. Never heard about Larry Williams. Boy, that's that guy's probably sitting in a bar somewhere thinking about how he could have done things differently. Okay, here we go.
He buys every rock and roll book on the magazine stand. Every dime that he gets always off to the jukebox man. Well, he worries to the teacher at night till she's ready to poop. From rocking and a rolling, spinning in a hula hoop. Well, this rock and roll has gotta stop. Junior's head is hard as rock. Now, Junior, behave yourself. Last verse. Sorry, I keep having to scroll here. It's really annoying. And I have a fucking ad for Tucker Carlson for some reason. All right. Gonna tell your mama you better do what she said. Get to the barber shop and get that hair cut off your head. Shoot the canary and you fed it to the neighbor's cat. Okay, wait a second here. I was totally with this guy. He's buying the rock and roll magazines, maybe even spinning in a hula hoop, which is weird, but it says here that he shot the canary and fed it to the neighbor's cat. Well, he's a serial killer now. Like that's actually the signs of a psychopath, I think. You gave the Cocker Spaniel a bath in Mother's laundromat. Okay, yeah. In Mother's laundromat, unless there was a bath in the laundromat, but if he actually put a Cocker Spaniel in one of those washing machines, that's just he's gone from being a rock and roller to like some kind of psychopath. All right, sorry to be a buzzkill about the song, but well, in Mama's head it's gotta stop. Junior's head is hard as rock. Now, Junior, behave yourself. Rachel Control Z says the canary gives us a sign danger is coming. He doesn't want us to be alerted. Oh, wow. He's even more diabolical than I thought. Love the radical acceptance, reality. Yeah, it's really a deep song on many levels. Stabby7 says, Henry, can you explain all this Twitch stuff? I came from YouTube and I don't get all this tier stuff and what is Discord. Okay. I'm just like you. I had to learn it all. So you can subscribe. Well, you can follow on Twitch and just, create a username and comment the same way you do on YouTube. That's all in place. If you want to be a supporter of the channel, you could be a subscriber for like $5 a month. And then that means you can watch it without commercials. And I think there's a couple of other things that it unlocks for you. But I think that's wonderful that there are some people that subscribe and it keeps the channel going. But don't feel obligated to do that. Just enjoy, watch, and it's me talking, and I can see your comment. You can comment, and you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to. So that's basically what that is. You don't have to do much. The Discord is a totally different platform. There should be a link to that somewhere. Again, you create a username and it's a community and you chat with people. I had to learn all of this too. I'm sure young people are like, why is this difficult? But it really is hard the older you get, because we come from a generation where it was, you watched TV and that's what you did. There wasn't going to be a situation where Alex Keating, or Keaton, not Keating, but where he would like start talking to you while you're watching Family Ties or whatever. Pancake King says you can also be a turbo lover. Really? I think that's a Judas Priest song. Aya, you're our TV now. Wow, that's pretty heavy. I didn't realize I would be TV for someone one day, because TV was such a big thing for me. All right, let's go through a couple more of these pictures, and then it's time to start cooking, you guys.
I still, believe it or not, have to pay my taxes later today. Maui Girl sends this beautiful, beautiful picture. Well, she has a broken toe, but she's still sending us pictures from the periodontist or whatever. Computer, what is the type of doctor that specializes in a big toe?
From healthline.com. Podiatrists have specialized training to care for these parts of your body properly.
Podiatrists. Okay, that's the word we were looking for, a podiatrist. Computer, are you sure it's pronounced podiatrist?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
It's a yes or a no. Saguaro Ooh says Tax Procrastinator Club. Yeah, tax. Pancake King says, I remember seeing Judas Priest with Alice Cooper and Motorhead. Man, that must have been a good one. Timmy Bublé says, wow, I've been saying it wrong my whole life. Yeah. To be fair, I don't know if I've used the word podiatrist or podiatrist in many years for any reason. It doesn't come up in too much conversation, but every now and then you'll be on the bus and someone's wearing sandals and you'll say, wow, you need to see a podiatrist. Okay, let's just go through a couple more of our pictures here, and then we got some cooking to do, guys, but we have a lot of pictures, and I think it's because I missed a stream, so that happens. Phaedrus sends this beautiful picture of, who's that now? Is that a snake? Or some kind of creature sticking out of a drain? He must have crawled through somebody's drain and now he's outside, kind of like Logan's Run. Boner of a Lonely Fart says the only live concert I've seen was Huey Lewis and the News at a football game. Yeah, they were an incredible band during their time, and he had a great voice, and the guitar player was amazing, and I liked all the sax. But I couldn't admit it at the time because I was a metalhead. You couldn't tell your friends, hey, I think I Want a New Drug is a kind of a cool song. They wouldn't let you. Fitchin' Hat says, I've seen that squirrel fend off a rattlesnake. Oh, this is a squirrel. Okay. Wow. Brave. Here, speaking of squirrels, okay. Purple is a fruit. Whoa, the Cheernex just subscribed at the tier 3 level. Thank you so much, the Cheernex. Thank you for that tier 3 subscription. Very generous of you. Stabby was asking what this tier stuff is. So a tier 3 subscription is a very high tier, and I think that they get certain perks with that. I'm not the greatest salesman, but I do know that it helps the channel quite a bit. This is great. So this comes to us from, once again, this is Purple Donut Filling as a Fruit sends us this picture of a squirrel. Hey there, little guy. What do you got there? You got some kind of food there? Maybe a nut or something? He's probably like, what the fuck does it look like I got? I got my dinner. Why are you talking to me right now? Squirrels are known to be very rude because they grew up on the streets, you know. Parasitosis says, D's nuts. Yeah, that's probably what he would say, something sarcastic. Dazzlecat says they give you free chips at Mexican restaurants if you're tier 3. Wow, I did not know that actually. Nancy Droodle says squirrels be vaping now. Hey buddy, what do you got there? Oh, nothing, just D's nuts. All right, Jack OTPS says D's nuts. We appreciate the humor and the levity, but it's time to move on to more serious things. Boy, we've got a lot of pictures. Capacious T sends us a picture here. This seems to be, is this the Goodwill or one of those? Wow, that's a cool picture. Did you buy it? I like it. I think this is the Goodwill. I go to the Goodwill often. Meryl Blankiston says, mine is pistache. You're what? That might be from a conversation. Nancy Meow. Oh, your favorite nut. Oh, there was a question here. Meryl Blankenston says, what nut is your favorite, guys? Okay, I got it. I understand now. There was a whole conversation happening. And I might have even read that and forgotten already. Sorry. I want to explain about my brain. It does work. It's functional, but it works slowly, kind of like an old car or something like that. But it does get you where you're going, provided that you're going someplace just a little outside of where it was that you were trying to go. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, what's your favorite thrift find? Lately I've been going in there to get records. This is going to somehow come back to Jose Suicidio and his new album, but I recently saw an album from the Lennon Sisters that used to appear on Lawrence Welk, and I bought it so that I could give it as a gift to my friend Mark Lennon, who is a descendant of one of the Lennon Sisters, and he offered up his vocals for the new Jose Suicidio album, and so that's the kind of joy that the goodwill brings. It connects everybody, and he was very appreciative to get that record from his that his mom appeared on, or it might have been his cousins. I'm not sure. Nancy Meow Meow says, would Jose Suicidio or Henry or the chat have any advice or foods to eat to solve insomnia? Ooh, yeah. Okay, to solve insomnia, I think you're supposed to not eat right before bed. And I don't know if you're a frequent urinator like I am, but try not to have any fluids either, because that's going to wake you up, and then it's harder to go back to bed. If you have allergies, try to get those under control, because sometimes in the middle of the night, your allergies can play tricks on your breathing, and it can wake you up. And obviously coffee, although I don't know, I've had a cup of coffee, I'm falling asleep right after that, but that could be because I've had so much that I'm immune to it. Probably the biggest thing, though, I'll tell you, and I cleared this with my doctor, and he said it's fine. It's an over-the-counter drug called Benadryl, and I do one of those, 25 milligrams. This is like every 4 or 5 days or so, if it's really bad, and that stuff knocks me right out. And I'm happy to share that. Nancy Drudel says, booze and lots of it. I don't know, not for me. For me, if I have booze, I sleep really well. I'll pass out and for like 3 hours, and then I'll get up and just toss and turn from anxiety. It's Kate X says high protein foods are supposed to be good for sleep. Okay. Let's ask the computer. Computer, what are some good foods to cure insomnia? Computer, what are some good foods to cure insomnia?
Some foods like chamomile tea, warm milk, and bananas can help relax you before bed. However, for persistent insomnia, it's best to consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice.
She always has to clear herself and say, hey, I can't give you any kind of health advice. But yeah, what did she say? Warm milk and bananas? Sure, just have some warm milk and bananas before bed every night. That sounds awful. Okay. Armorant says, are we thrift shopping today instead? No, we're going to be doing our cooking, which I'm not looking forward to, so I think that might be why I'm trying to sort of distract myself with these pictures. Here we go. Maui Girl sends us this picture. April is IBS Awareness Month. That's Irritable Bowel Syndrome, IBS, not to be confused with the IRS. Although often trivialized, people make jokes about this particular syndrome, and it's a syndrome. It's not quite a disease yet. I don't know what the difference is between a syndrome and a disease, but maybe all syndromes are diseases, but not vice versa. But it says it's the most burdensome chronic ailment reported by patients. Individuals with IBS restrict their activities an average of 73 days out of the year. as someone who's been suffering from IBS for most of my adult life, I like to say that I haven't had what you would call a healthy bowel movement probably since somewhere around the transition from the Reagan administration to the George H.W. Bush administration. I have struggled with it. April is IBS Awareness Month, so let's just say I am aware. Don't worry, IBS. I am aware of you more than I would like to be aware. Alexander Dean says, have you had a colonoscopy? Yes, I did. I did about 7 years ago, and it came up fine. But that's something that you got to keep doing, especially if you have IBS, because you're probably causing a lot of irritation down there. Apparently, some foods like coffee can sort of tickle the end of your colon or something like that, and it can make you can trigger activities down there. Dazzlecat says colon cancer is the fastest growing cancer in people under 40. Yeah, and it could also be because they're being diagnosed with it more often, because they actually can. Because I knew people that that passed of it. But if we're going to get serious for a second here, which I don't mind doing, I have no fewer than 5 people that are friends that are on the other side of colon cancer, that beat it and are beyond it because of the fact that they got a colonoscopy and found out in time. I also very sadly, from my childhood, remember 2 of my friends' parents who died of colon cancer because they didn't do this kind of thing earlier. Pancake King says colon tickleitis. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Okay, everybody. As much as I'd like to dedicate a whole stream to talking about our bowel movements, but we just don't have the time. Mimsy Coon says, hello, Henry. Hey, hello right back to you, Mimsy Coon. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking colonoscopies right now, but we're going to be moving on to some, we're going to be making potato and leek salad. I do not know why my Stream Deck is not working here. I wish it were. Maybe the software needs to be on. Here, I'm going to fix this real quick here. We're going to get this done. Don't you worry. Remind me later. Ah, there we go. Okay, so Mimsy Coon wanted to know what we're doing today. We're going to be making this, but I just want to make sure we've gone through all of our photos. We're talking about being aware of IBS. I am very aware, thank you very much. And Saguaro U brings up this photo, presumably from the American Southwest, where they have affordable mental health care. Psychiatric help, 5 cents. The doctor is in. This is the state of healthcare in an otherwise first world or supposed first world country. This is the way that Americans get their mental health care, and people wonder why we're all fucked up. Mentally Eel 247 says, my cat pukes a lot and I feel like there should be awareness around that syndrome. Well, we're aware of it now. Thanks for bringing it up. Meryl Blanks, Jen, says cat pit syndrome. Oh, cat spit syndrome. Nancy Drudel says, wasting time. How is it that IBS people can be in the bathroom all day? I know, what'd they say? They spend 73 days total in the bathroom? That's a lot. Especially if you're at a public bathroom or one of those bathrooms where you have to, it's coin operated in order to go into the stall. That would cost a fortune. Mimsy Coon says, yeah, the world is going to shit lately. Hope we all get raptured together so we can all make a massive pizza. Wow, that sounds wonderful. That would be so nice if we could do that. Let's just keep dreaming. Let's see what else we've got here. Lizzie sends this picture of some Legos. Does anybody else collect these Lego figurines? Thanks, Lizzie, for sharing this. Parasidosis says, live, laugh, shit. Pancake King says, I don't know, I've seen some pretty awesome bathrooms. That's true. I guess if you're spending... There was a golf course I went to near Palm Springs that had such a beautiful bathroom. I just wanted to spend the whole day in there. It's just that every now and then somebody would come in there and do their business. Okay, let's see what else we've got going. Butt Smasher Masher says, now I just need a Henry Lego. Thanks for cheering 100 bits, Butt Smasher Masher. And I also want to say Anonymous, remember the group Anonymous that does all the hacking and whatnot, has gifted a tier 1 sub to Irritable Bowel Symphony. So that's sort of like the syndrome, but it's symphony. That's really cool. Thank you very much, Anonymous. And we like the work that you do over there at Anonymous headquarters, which I don't think there is a central headquarters for Anonymous. That would probably make it difficult for them to stay anonymous. But thanks for chiming in here and giving us that nice little boost. If anybody's wondering, we are at 296 subscribers, which I think is very, very respectable, and I appreciate it. Timmy Bublé says, I farted in the car yesterday and it still smelled when I got back in 3 hours later. I think that's called a Dutch oven automobile situation. You reminded me of Otto and George was a ventriloquist and the ventriloquist dummy. And he always famously said that in New Jersey, when you fart in the car, you roll the windows up. So I don't know if he was doing sort of a take on the fact that in the Newark area, anyway, there was a lot of factory and a lot of sort of sewage and stuff like that. But I don't think he really meant it, but it was just sort of a way of making a point, I guess. Jack OTPS says probably a ventilation problem. Okay, everybody. I think we're just about done with the picks. We've got a lot of these picks. We don't necessarily have tons of time here. But, Dendreleon, we got to give Dendreleon being very positive about the springtime. Spring is busting out all over. Computer, when does spring start?
In the United States, spring began on Friday, March 20th and ends on Sunday, June 21st.
It's already been spring for a long time. Well, thank you for sharing your spring picture. I know it's still cold in places like Minneapolis. It's hard to believe it's spring, but it is. And Nene sends a picture of this wonderful bunny. Very, very cool. Thank you, Nene, for sending us this pic of a bunny. And Beelzebub, who was one of the users who went on the expedition to Japan to seek out new Henry's Kitchen locations, sends us this picture from Okonomizu, or something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, this is a beautiful pic. Wow, look at that. And you got the trains and the river. I mean, there were some stunning pictures coming to us from Japan. Very, very nice. Online VCR says, nice bun bun. Huh? Does it say bun bun? Parasitosis says, had the beet pancakes there. Wow, that sounds cool. Beelzebub says, I love trains. Yeah, me too. Online VCR says, I meant the bunny. Oh, okay, yeah. I was confused there. Okay, yeah, that was a nice bun bun. IHEA says, think the catacombs under Paris would make a great location for Henry's Kitchen. Sounds good to me. How do we get in there? Boner of a Lonely Fart says, there are rumors that a lot of users went on that expedition, but only a few survived. Yeah, I think Parasitosis was the captain and Game Master Flash was the first mate, and Beelzebub was one of the surviving authorities in the whole situation, but everybody else perished in the famous Henry's Kitchen expedition to Japan. I think their vessel got stuck in the ice. Matt Glad says, why don't you have a lot of time? What do you have to do? I have to finish my taxes today. But first we're going to make potato and leek soup. But let me just make sure. I think we have at this point gone through all of the pictures. I don't see any other ones here. So there we have it. That was a lot of pictures. All right, everybody. It's time. Let's get some work done, shall we? Okay. Welcome to Henry's Kitchen, everybody. Hey, it's Kate X says from Guitar Joe. Hey, Henry, did you get my donation from a few hours ago? It's my first time and I want to make sure you got it. Oh, if it was a few hours ago, probably I didn't see it because we weren't streaming at the time. But let's take a look. Wow. Oh my goodness. Guitar Joe, thank you so much. Guitar Joe tipped us here at Henry's Kitchen $19. And it says, happy my birthday, Henry. Oh, it's your birthday. 19 is a good number, isn't it? It sure is. It reminds me of the Steely Dan song. Ah, to be 19 again. What were you doing at age 19? I'm not sure. Anyway, go buy some new guitar strings. Cheers from Slovakia. Hey, Guitar Joe, happy birthday to you. As a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and do our birthday song for Guitar Joe? And also, Guitar Joe, that's very kind of you, very generous of you to give us a donation like that. And it's Kate X says it's also Purple Donut's birthday tomorrow. Okay, well let's get them both. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just some fucking mistake. It's nobody's birthday. Boy, am I... There's no need to take it slow. That was terrible. Because it's nobody's birthday but Guitar Joe. I should have said, it's nobody's birthday. My brain this morning's working too slow to come up with a rhyme. Because it's nobody's birthday but Guitar Joe. It's nobody's birthday. No tail on the donkey today. It's nobody's birthday. Our dreams got whisked away. It's nobody's birthday. No need to make some kind of birthday cake, including some tropical fruits. Oh no, I can't say fruit. Boy, what's happening here? It's nobody's birthday. No need to wear your finest suit. Thank you, Armor Ant. You bailed me out. My brain's literally not working. I think I'm literally having a stroke. It's nobody's birthday, but purple donut filling is fruit. Happy birthday to Purple Donut filling his fruit. Happy birthday to Guitar Joe. Thank you, both of them. And thank you, Guitar Joe, for your very generous donation to us here at Henry's Kitchen. Very kind of you. Very kind. And I made a little off-the-cuff joke about having a stroke. Also, joke and stroke rhyme. I don't want to trivialize it. Take care of your heart and your arteries and all that stuff, because you can get blockage. But it is kind of funny to picture somebody trying to come up with a rhyme. But anyway, Feed My Pets, thank you for songs. Thank you, Feed My Pets. Dark Aegis says happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to our users. We have a lot of fun on here, and sometimes I make jokes about things that might be considered serious, but I like to say that if you can't make jokes about those things that are serious, then it's a lot more difficult to deal with their reality. All Day Yuckers says, and your farteries. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I get it. Yeah, because your arteries and your farteries. So that was a nice little wordplay there, All Day Yuckers. Thank you for that little bit of levity there. And Meryl Blankenstein says, I feel like we're procrastinating in here. You're absolutely right. We are. It is time. It's time to go. What is that? Okay. We've got some work to do. Let's take a look at what this dish is. This comes to us from a website that I found online called The Hungry MILF. And there's 2 F's, and it's the Thee, Hungry MILF. Gives us this recipe for potato and leek soup. Now this makes enough for a whole family. But we're going to be dividing the ingredients by 4, because we are not a family here. I don't even have a pet anymore. Mimsy Coon says, Pearl procrastinated on feeding a tick and it died, stuck to her. How amazing she repels evil. Oh, I'm glad to hear that about Pearl. Pearl is a force of good in an otherwise weary world. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at what's happening here. In this recipe here, it says, it's got a lot of stuff here. Potato leek soup, or potage parmentier, is a French classic. I did not know that. I didn't know this was French. It's one of the first dishes I learned to make in culinary school, right after proper omelette and vinaigrette, because it's an essential base soup in French cuisine. You can watercress to make a potage au cresson, serve it chilled as in vichyssoise, or top it with bacon, fried leeks, fresh herbs, or diced vegetables. There are endless variations. Just use your imagination, or whatever you have in the kitchen to make it your own. Okay, this is not me talking, by the way. This is the website. Guitar Joe asks if this is a clean white apron. Yeah, this was an apron that didn't really work, that I was trying to make for one of the patrons, and the Henry fell off, so it just says kitchen, but I figured I'm in the market for a new apron anyway, so I'm just going to wear this one for a little bit. Okay. So here we go now. Let's go ahead and, boy, this really goes on and on and on. There's a Dutch oven. It looks like there's a ramekin. Maybe we can use Unsuccessfully Coping's ramekin to serve it in. Okay, so it wants us to melt the butter over a medium heat. Wow, they're getting right into it now, aren't they? Okay. It's Kate X says, the kitchen sounds really echoey with a new apron. I don't know why a new apron would make it sound... Oh, you know what it is? It's the reverb. I left the reverb on. I apologize. but it wasn't the apron that was causing it. All right. So let's turn this on the on position, and we're going to put it on medium heat. It's always medium heat, you guys, unless you're charring something like a blackened salmon or something like that. Okay, so we're going to need how much butter now? We're dividing it by 4, so 3 tablespoons, of course. Of course they would make it the math difficult there. Computer, what's 1/4 of 3 tablespoons?
1/4 of 3 tablespoons is 3/4 of a tablespoon. This is a handy measurement to know when adjusting recipes.
So that's 1, 2, 3/4 of a tablespoon. And next, it says we're going to melt that in a large soup pot. We have better than a large soup pot. We actually have a Dutch oven that was gifted to me. This is by Staub. This is amazing culinary technology right here, and I'm just extremely grateful to this community for gifting us this Dutch oven. It's very pretty. Is it cast iron? I think it's like glass or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody can explain the Staub Dutch oven, because it's very confusing to me. I think they said it was glass. Enameled cast iron. Okay. Says, oh, is that the oven to keep the farts in? No, but apparently that's a different definition of a Dutch oven. And that's something that Dutch men do to their spouses, apparently. Okay. Bubble Wrap Highway says, I just used mine for the first time. Wow. Yeah, this thing is really cool. Okay, so let's see what the next thing is. We're going to add our leeks and garlic and cook, stirring regularly. Let's put that aside for now. Let's talk about the leek situation, because I've had the fear of God put in me about whether or not there's going to be dirt in my leeks. So we want the leeks white and the light green parts only, roughly chopped, about 5 cups. We're not doing 5 cups, we're doing about 1 cup. So I think I'm gonna run this under some hot water. Wow, it's totally transparent. That's crazy. And now we are going to be putting it in boiling water or something like that. So why don't I cut off? It says only use the white and green parts. Well, guess what, guys? There's only white and green parts on this thing. I don't know why they're bothering us with saying confusing things like that. We want this roughly chopped. Well, if I can chop any way, it's roughly. I think that's kind of my specialty, actually. So what we're doing now, if you're just joining us, is we're roughly chopping our leeks. Computer, what is a leek?
As a noun, leak can have a few meanings. 1. An unintended hole, crack, or the like, through which liquid, gas, light, etc. enters or escapes.
Okay, that's the one we're using.
Instance of leaking. 3.
Matt Glad says maybe some leeks come with roots and leaves. I'm not an arborist, so I can't say. Computer, stop. Completely helpless. Okay, so now we want to add the leeks and the garlic to our Dutch oven. So It's getting hard already. Let's see here. Put our leeks. Stir this up. And we're going to add some garlic. Wow. Those leeks smell good. I really wasn't expecting that. This, on the other hand, is turning out to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Get all this filling outside of your garlic. How much garlic does it want? 3 cloves. Peeled and smashed. Okay. And smash this. What do they mean, smash? You can't smash this. I think I'm just gonna cut it. And we're only using 2 because we're not making the full amount. Okay. And we're going to do that for, add the leeks and garlic and cook. Stirring regularly, about 10 minutes. Computer, how much time left on the timer, please?
There are no timers set.
Fuck. Okay, computer, set timer for 7 minutes.
7 minutes, starting now.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be breaking these up or not. It said something about roughly chopped, but they seem to be breaking up pretty good. I think the rule of thumb is, would you eat it? And I think that you would probably be more likely to eat it if it were broken down a little bit. Speaking of which, we've got some comments here. Nancy Driddle says, leeks like it rough. P7 says, as long as it fits in my mouth. Okay, so that's your particular personal rule. Butt Smasher Masher, thanks again for your 100-bit donation. And thanks, Guitar Joe. And happy birthday to Guitar Joe. And thanks for that generous donation to Henry's Kitchen. You're someone who, on your birthday, instead of receiving gifts, you actually give people gifts. And that is a much better way to go. Remember, it says, I think it's in the Bible or something, that it's better to give than to receive. And the reason for that is if you give, you actually get a feeling of moral superiority over the person that you're giving a gift to. And that feeling is far more valuable than any gift that you could ever give somebody. The feeling of being better than others. The Balderdash lad says it's an amazing feeling. Yes, it is. And I, on the other hand, don't mind being on the receiving end. Guitar Joe says, the moral superiority is coursing through my veins. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and you deserve that on your birthday. And I'm happy for the gift you gave me because it'll make it easier for me to pay taxes later on today. Henry's Kitchen is very, very complicated to do your taxes for. It's like, does this fall under performing or does it fall under selling, or does it fall under contract work? It's all very, very confusing. But you know what? For the last 35 years, I've been trying as hard as I can to avoid getting a job. Ever since my 2-year stint working for Bank of America, I was scared straight, and I was like, I'm going to try to figure this out. And it's still a work in progress. Dazzlecat says, and there's always a question about fish farms, too. Yeah, in the IRS questionnaire, you mean? Bert Bufftug says, nope, Minnesota, but we have them all over. I've been transplanting them into my yard every year. Are you talking about above ground pools and calling them lakes? Guitar Joe says the category hasn't been codified yet. Yeah, they will eventually. Johnny Crack says, what if I like to feel inferior? Well, then you'd be receiving gifts. That's like me. Okay, Parasitosis says, Henry, will this recipe help lower the water levels at the Sheboygan Dam? Because it's about to break. Wow, I didn't know that. Beanie Bobini, you missed a lot. We talked a lot about, your picture sparked a whole conversation about whether it's 10,000 lakes and whether they're actually lakes. And also, we did the song that you requested yesterday, and it was a big hit. We did it in a Jose Suicidio way. Beanie Bobini, our intern, says, sorry, I just woke up. Do you mean you just woke up or you just broke up? Okay. Well, computer, how much time is there on the timer?
You have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on your 7-minute timer.
I mean, I think this is ready, right? It's starting to turn brown. It actually smelled better just about 2 minutes ago than it does now. Let me put the camera on here. Alright, so I think we're done with this part. Let's add the potato. Oh shit! These potatoes need to be peeled and chopped as well. Fuck. Okay, let's do that real quick here. We're just gonna use one potato because I'm one person. Absolutely no need for anybody to be eating more than one potato in one sitting. So let's go ahead and do this. It wants it peeled. This is a fast thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the outside. This is because I'm in a hurry. That timer's gonna go off very soon. I'll deal with this later. Maybe I'll make French fries out of it. But I'm gonna use this inner part because it's peeled. This seems dangerous, what I'm doing here. I don't have my tape measure, but it says it wants these to be 1 square inch. Something along those lines. I think I can get a little more potato out of this. Don't want to waste it. I don't know why they want them to be peeled. Sometimes the peel can be the best part of the potato. Lost a lot of potato on this one. We're gonna have a little peel in there, guys. I don't know what their problem is with peel, but we're gonna have we're gonna have some peel. So yeah, I mean, this website comes to us from the Hungry MILF with 2 E's.com. Maybe she doesn't like the peel. It doesn't mean that we can't. All right, add the potatoes. So let's add potatoes. Computer, stop to our Dutch oven. And it also wants us to add our broth. I've got some chicken broth. This is actually from one of those bouillon cubes. I put 2 cups in there. I think that's more than enough for the kind of soup that we're doing. And we're gonna need bay leaves. How many bay leaves? I think 1 bay leaf is probably okay, right? Right? It says 2 bay leaves. I thought I had pulled out a bay leaf, but I guess I must not have. I know you have questions. I will be getting to the questions. I just have a lot going on in my mind right now, so let me just sort of focus. Everybody just kind of shut up for just a second. I need to focus. I've had a couple of curveballs thrown at me. Like, for example, I thought that I had bay leaves. I have Old Bay. Fucking bay leaves, man. Where are they? Computer, what can I replace bay leaves with?
You can substitute 1 bay leaf with 0.25 teaspoons of dried thyme.
Okay, well we have... Oh! I did. I took care of myself. Okay. It's with my thyme. I have bay leaves. So we're going to put that in there, and then we need a thyme prick. Let's see. Bay leaves, thyme. It says here you want 3 pricks of fresh thyme, and I guess we're just going to put that all in there to flavor. So we want 3 thyme pricks. There's actually a movie called Thyme Prick about a guy who goes back in time. Royal Flush 9 says, I like the tiny dish that held the bay and the thyme. Camel Mile says, thank God I didn't know what we would have done without the bay leaves. I was freaking out, I'll be honest with you, and I might have been a little rude to chat. I didn't mean to tell you to shut up. I just was dealing with sort of an overload of stuff. But right now I think we're doing okay. Computer, how much time left on our timer here?
There are no timers set.
Okay, why are there no timers set? So we need salt and pepper. We've got it thanks to Game Master Flash. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper shakers. If that's not the cutest fucking thing you've seen all day, then you're just somebody who sees a lot of cute stuff, and I can't compete with that. So let's take the salt. I never knew which one was salt and which one was pepper, but it doesn't matter in this case because we're using both. You want to put a generous amount. Beelzebub says, and those shakers came all the way from Japan. Oh, these are from Japan too? Wow. Amazing. I didn't know that they were big on salt and pepper over there, but we definitely like them here. Push it real good. Armor Ant says, remember to push it real good. Yeah, we definitely pushed it. Sakatume says, both salt and pepper, feeling adventurous today, huh? Well, this is what the Hungry MILF says that we're supposed to add in terms of seasoning. We also have some thyme pricks as well as the bay leaves. So we're feeling pretty good. Computer, how much time left on that timer now? Computer, how much time on the timer left?
There are no timers set.
Oh, sorry. Sorry for raising my voice there. That was not your fault. That was 100% on me. I forgot to set the timer. It says simmer for 15 minutes until the potatoes are very soft. Computer, can you set a timer for 15 minutes?
15 minutes, starting now.
Computer, can we name that timer?
What should I name it?
Soft potatoes.
15-minute timer, now named soft potatoes.
Okay. Now we can chill for a little bit here. I think this is going to work out. I don't really see any reason why not, unless leeks suck. But, I mean, I don't really see any problems here. We got some large chunks in there that we want to sort of break up, if possible. Oh, those are potatoes, I see. Yeah, all right. We want to wait till these potatoes are soft. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit there. I know you have questions. Let's get to them now. Duza says, when do we take a leek into our soup? No, that's a different kind of leek. You're going with another definition of the word leek. Armorant says, make sure the leeks don't give out your personal information. Yeah, there's hacks and leaks. By the way, I don't know if JSBX fan's out there, but I believe JXBX fan is the one who gave me this incredible bourbon brown sugar ground coffee when we were in Chicago about a month ago. I finally got to it. It's really, really good. Thank you, JSBX fan, for the coffee. That was very kind of you and great to hang. Computer Fart for Me says, feeling like a hungry MILF watching you cook this, Henry. Thanks, Computer Fart for Me. I don't know why that thing is making some kind of noise, but it's driving me batshit. Okay. Alright, it stopped now. Beelzeby says, I could go for some bourbon right now. Yeah, I might put a little bourbon in that maybe this afternoon, once I'm done with my taxes, as sort of a celebration, if you will. Alright, I'm going to do something that is very highly recommended in the kitchen, and that's to look ahead in the recipe. The next, there's only one more, there's only one more instruction. There's only 3 steps, but within each step they have several steps, so it's kind of bullshit. But this next one says we're going to fish out the thyme pricks and the bay leaves, and then we're going to puree the soup with a handheld immersion blender. I think we have that. I don't want to ruin my Dutch oven though with it. Alternatively, you can use a standard blender to puree the soup in batches. See note. And add heavy cream. So we're going to need heavy cream. How much of it though? It wants 1 cup if we're doing the full amount, but we're only going to use 1/4 cup of heavy cream to bring to a simmer. Taste and adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper. If soup is too thin, simmer until thickened. If it's too thick, add water to stock to thin it out. No. They told me how much of everything I'm supposed to put in. I can't be doing all kinds of adding water if it's too thin. I don't know what too thin is. I think it's a matter of preference. Parasitosa says, yeah, pour soup out, then use immersion blender. Do not use it in the stove. Okay, thanks for that. Where do I pour it into? And what is an immersion blender? I have this. Computer, how much time left?
You have 9 minutes and 30 seconds left on your soft potatoes time.
I don't know if we have an immersion blender here. I thought I did. I'm not seeing it. We have a semi-automatic whisker. That might have to do, guys. I mean, that just might have to do. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put it in my serving situation. Actually, I don't really see any reason why I need to blend it. It's already blended, right? Pancake King says full auto whiskers are illegal in California. Yeah. Leave it to regulations. P7 says we cut the potato into pieces. Okay. Grizz the Platman says just carefully spoon it into a normal blender. Yeah, but I don't want to be... I mean, basically my mouth, my teeth are a mechanical digestive tool that literally blends it. So I don't know why I need to also blend it. That sort of sounds redundantly over-processed to me. Parasitosis says the blender makes it silky. Use a potato masher. That's not a bad idea. Nancy Droodle says you want the soup smooth, like jazz. Okay. All right. I'm glad we have time for this. Computer, how much more time left?
You have 7 minutes and 40 seconds left on your soft potatoes timer.
I just found more time pricks. I'm going to put those in there as well. Woo, that's getting hot, guys. Always use a pot holder. It's smelling good. It must be the time. Oh. All right. So we have a few minutes here to figure out our blender situation. I think I'm going to go with the semi-automatic. We're going to use a work ball here. And that's going to be kind of our workspace, and we're going to get the semi-automatic blender, and we're just going to do it that way. And whatever it is, it is. Everybody's here. I just saw Parasitosis said Windows disconnect.wave. Oh. Is that what that noise is? It's so annoying, so frustrating. I think while we're cooking here, I think it's time for us to go ahead and do the thank you song. Boy, that noise is just driving me batshit and ape shit at the same time. Squirrel shit. Let's throw that out there. I am going as crazy as a shithouse rat. Parasitosis says the King of the Hill theme song. I don't have that one at the ready, but I can learn it. All Day Yuckers says all the shits. Whoa, Joe. Whoa, Joe just donated $10. Thank you, Joe. But is that Guitar Joe? Because Guitar Joe is giving us some chords. Thank you for that tip, Joe. D minor 7 with an added 9 and 11. Something like that. And then there's an E flat 7. 9, A flat major 7, G7 13, flat 13, ooh. C major add 9, sharp 11. Oh boy. No, that would be sharp. That's the one that's getting me. Well, the 9th. Wow, those are some adult chords. Thank you, Joe, for giving us those chords, and also for donating $10 to Henry's Kitchen. If you want to just throw some chords at me. Royal Flush 9 says, remember to diminish the 5th. Yeah, it just occurred to me, I think a sharp 11 is a little bit like a diminished 5th. Resistor Fail says, almost beginning to sound like you're playing the start of Dream a Little Dream of Me. Yeah, that's a nice standard. A sharp minor, says Nancy Durdles. Okay, let's give it to you. Beautiful. Sure Shot 22. Speaking of shit, Henry, did you know wombats poop cubes? I didn't know that. Why? Do they have square orifices down there? Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on your soft potatoes timer.
That's enough time for us to do the song. Here we go. This is to the tune of the classic song by Roger Miller, King of the Road. This is a thank you to you, the users of Henry's Kitchen. Shane, yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Gate Kairosa, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husco, Boyle, Bill Arkin, Music in the Toilet, Fawken and Dingo Bop, Don Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flangy, don't forget Bacchus, and the influencers who have helped us, Nim, Moon, Amaru, Orca Mind, S-Fan, and Bonnie too. Moon, Dazzle, Kepler, Little Quest, and Borson, Vanilla, Parasitosis, and don't forget Beanie Bopini and Quanto. Lazy T, Purple Donut, filling his fruit tankard, and Borson, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Lurk, Bowl, and Shandis, Nova Clarion, Mr. Gooseberry BT, Embry 225, Yarchasm, Nate, Oteso, Michael Bublé 4422, Potato Cap Reader, Passion, Error, Min, Ocean 64, Midnight Faded, JSBX Fan, City Tispel, Boy 789, Dazzle Cat, Zod, Bane, and Toad My Nuts, Saguaro, Burrito 5555, Dinosaur, Ice Slap, Cat Butts, JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Hand Lips 1, and Caitlin's Kitchen. D's Nets, Game Master Flash, Mimsy Coon, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Chironex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, Essiditis, Michelle Heffy, Josiah, check out Orca Mind, and don't forget Quanto. Could have been better at the end there. Want to thank Rachel Control Z also for giving us a raid earlier today. That was very kind of you. And, well, computer, how much time left?
You have 20 seconds left on your soft potatoes timer.
Okay, 20 seconds. Computer, stop. Guitar Joe says, serious question, why shouldn't we immersion blend it in the pot? I think because it damages the very sensitive surface of the Dutch oven. Dutch oven surfaces can be very, very sensitive. Let's get our soup out of here before it burns. Be very careful, though. A lot of hot stuff going on here. What is that? Whoa, Joe just donated $1. Thank you, Joe. And says you stole my cords. I thought those were cords that you were suggesting. But either way, thank you very much, Joe. That's very kind of you. And sorry to steal your cords. All right, now this is actually going to be very difficult. We have something called the of glove that again was gifted to us by the users. So we're going to use this for transferring. Oh, wait, we're supposed to fish out some stuff. Wow, this smells good, guys. My God. That noise is just enough to drive a man bonkers. Oh my God. Okay, so now we need to fish out some shit here. I will say, I don't know why I brought an onion out. I don't know if the onion was supposed to be part of this, but I do not have any onion in there. We have to go in there now. It says to fish out, if you will, the thyme sprig and the bay leaves. Okay, I don't know exactly. Well, the big ones we can get out pretty easily here. Fish out. What are they talking about? Not exactly how I wanted to spend my afternoon, fishing out thyme pricks and bay leaves. But hopefully this is flavoring it nicely. God, that noise, man. It's like water torture or whatever, one of those things that's illegal according to the Geneva Convention. Now we got to get our butt leaves out of here. Got more thyme sprigs. I know there's more bay leaves in there, and that's kind of disturbing to me. Like it's supposed to be gone. But I don't know how else we're going to find it. Oh, is that? Yeah, there's a bay leaf. Okay, good. So bay leaves apparently do not dissolve in very hot soup, which I wouldn't have known. Okay. There we go. Okay, does not look appetizing at all, and I get that, but it does smell good. So we're sort of on the fence here. Let's see here. I'm going to use a semi-automatic whisker. And what this is going to do is it's going to sort of immerse all of the sort of ingredients in there and blend them into one coherent sort of a physiognomy. Ishmael says, I think it looks appetizing. Thank you. You're being kind. It's just sort of a gray brownish color. It already looks silkier. Oh, thanks, P7. ADHDJ says that's a nice little gadget. Oh yeah, well this was a gift by the users. The users, the Twitch users here on Henry's Kitchen are just the best community in the world, and they have given me tools that I can use. I wouldn't have even known that this thing exists. I would have thought you had to have something electronic, put batteries in there or something. But you literally do not need that. Okay, I think we've pretty much immersed that. WTF says, give it that vomit texture we all know and love. Yeah, if you ever want to know how to make fake vomit if you're making a horror movie or something, this recipe works for that as well. I'm getting tired of doing this, to be honest with you. I think I'm just going to start eating this. Now we need some kind of a bowl. You know what I'm going to do? When I was on the road in the Midwest about a month and a half ago, I received a beautiful gift from a user named Shouting Tom. It was when I was in St. Louis, and he came up to me and gave me this killer coffee mug. I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but I think I might put my soup in the coffee mug and drink it out of that. And look at that, we made just about one serving of soup there. Still probably very hot. Let's take a look. Sale X says, world's first coffee cup soup. Is it? Computer, has there ever been someone who put soup in their coffee mug?
From Amazon.com. Customers love this mug, finding it perfect for both coffee and soup, with one customer noting it's ideal for homemade lattes.
Who makes coffee and soup? That sounds weird. Beanie Bobini says Campbell's had a whole thing about this. Soup mugs. Duza says, what am I supposed to do with this heavy cream? Oh, you're right. I skipped the whole freaking last step. Okay, that's why, guys, I want to say this to the horny MILF or whoever made this website. You don't do 3 easy steps and then pack in 20 steps into each step. That's confusing. Just go with, say it's 20 steps. You're clickbaiting, you're pissing people off. So I fished out my thyme pricks and the bay leaves. We pureed the soup with a handheld automatic whisker. We forgot, though, because it was tucked in there, we're supposed to add the heavy cream and bring to a simmer, taste and adjust seasoning and all that stuff. So we forgot. I'm just going to use... I've got some half and half here that I use in my coffee. Let's just use some of that. What the fuck is with pouring it that way? What a terrible situation. Look at this. Like, who designs this kind of thing? I just got cream all over the place. All right, let's go ahead and stir that up into our coffee. I mean, our potato leek soup. And so we're using half cream, half milk, I guess. Computer, what is half and half of?
This might answer your question. 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1.
Oh yeah, that totally answers my question. All right. Here we go. This is our potato leek soup in Shouting Tom's awesome coffee mug. Maybe first I'll have a taste of some real coffee that was gifted to us by JSBX fan. I've had so much coffee today, I'm literally shaking from the caffeine, so that's not good. Potato and leek soup, you guys. Bottoms up. It's fucking delicious. This is fucking delicious. There's just no doubt in my mind. There is nothing wrong with this soup. Could have been a little more sippable. It's chunky. but my God, this is a whole new level, you guys. This tastes so good. Is it the bay leaves, the thyme prigs? I don't know what leeks are, but they taste good. And the potatoes. Parasitosis says, who knew leeks and potatoes would be great? Yeah, how would we ever have been able to predict that with some spices? And then these gifts from the users, the Dutch oven, the whisker, the coffee mug to drink it out of. You've improved my life and our life here at Henry's Kitchen, and by our life I mean my life also. Leeks are just glorified onions. Okay, well then we didn't need any onion. I also had green onions that were supposed to be in there, and I don't know why I didn't. What happened there? Did it say green onions? I guess it didn't even. I think I was working from another recipe at first. The coffee mug part is weird because, you know, you feel like you want to walk around and be like, hey, how's it going? And then you start chewing on your coffee. But man, oh man. Bay leaf. I knew that was going to happen, but I'm not going to downgrade anything from that. Maui Girl 45. This recipe is from thehungrymilf.com, Thee, Hungry MILF. But you can also go to, there's a lot of places that have the same recipe. There's one called Once Upon a Chef, all one word, onceuponachef.com, and they've got a great recipe for potato leek soup as well. Amazing. Soup from a coffee mug. What the fuck? Lacey T just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you, Lacey T. Thanks for joining us here today, and I hope you're well. So great to see you and hang out with you in Chicago area. A month and a half ago. Very generous of you. Thank you for doing that. Lacey T says the recipe looks great. Well, it is great. Man, this is nice. It's going to look weird walking around and having people think I'm drinking coffee and then chewing. But this was nice. Well, anyway, I was fantastic today. I made something amazing. I think I'm probably better than most of the internet chefs out there, and today proves it. Thanks to everybody for watching me succeed in such an amazing way in real time. And I just want to thank everybody, especially the new folks who've come on here and haven't seen Henry's Kitchen streams before. Welcome to the group. Like Stabby7 wanted to know how it works. Just come on in here and watch it and comment if you have something that you want to say. You need a username to comment, but you can also just watch. Parasitosis says farts will be echoing all day after this soup. Leeks will fucking with that IBS. We'll be fucking, yeah. IBS Awareness Month is April, and yes, IBS, thanks. We are aware. All too aware of your existence. Beanie Bo Beanie, Henry, you're fantastic every day. Thanks, Beanie Bo Beanie. I try. I really do try. Chicken and Nap says, I love to watch. Thanks for watching. Okay, everybody, and don't forget, It's Kate X just reminded us, May the 3rd, we're going to be doing the 4th anniversary of Henry's Kitchen, the Twitch stream here, and the years are just flying by. But we are going to be doing that, and check in on the Discord because there's a lot of contest stuff going on. Get involved. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says irritable has gifted a tier 1 sub to irritable bowel syndrome. Thanks for doing that, Purple Donut Filling His Fruit, and that's for the situation, of course, of Irritable Bowel Syndrome Awareness Month. We did a whole hour-long conversation about it today. So we're helping to spread the awareness. Guitar Joe, boy, it was hard choosing from those clips. Great job. Thanks, Guitar Joe, and happy birthday to you. Thank you, everybody. Well, hey, Demon Key 610, thanks for joining us here. I feel like a lot of people are just joining us right now, but we're done. Parasitosis says, be a super spreader of information. Yes, that's what you need to do. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here at Henry's Kitchen. We made a fucking mess, but that's usually how you know you made something delicious. Thanks, Shouting Tom, for this cool coffee mug. Thanks, JSBX Fan, for the bourbon coffee. And we've got some chunky coffee here, which is actually potato leek soup. And it came out so fucking good. It's going to be a good week here. Thank you for being part of it. Hey, Fat Hunger, good to see you on here. Thanks, everybody. Chamomile, thanks for the stream. Yeah, thank you. Right back to you. And thanks for being a patron. Thanks, Beelzebub, Parasitosis. Thanks, everybody. Nancy Droodles, Sociopathogen, Royal Flush. Friends Schubert, You Fear Jazz, Jackie Faye. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, noon, and we'll be making up some more shit. So, thanks, everybody.